Alright, so we're moving on to section 8.5 part 2, which talks a little bit more about the dot product and what things that we can do with the dot product. So for right now, we are going to discuss what we mean by a projection. Okay, not sure what just happened. Okay, so by a projection, what we initially are talking about, okay, is if we have two vectors, let's say we have the vector, this vector A, and this vector B. And the ways that we use this information are like this diagram up here. If we are pulling an object up a ramp, this upper vector is the force vector. So that is where the vector that shows where the force is coming from. So if it's a rope, it's where the person is holding the rope that's pulling and creating the motion that's pulling this object up a ramp. Then vector B, so that would be vector A. This other vector, we would consider this vector down here vector B. Vector B is the vector in which the object is moving. So it's the motion of the object. Vector A is the force, so the force that is being applied to that object. The projection is, well, it can be either a distance or a vector, depending on what we're asking for, but it is the amount that is applied in the direction of the movement. So A is the force, B is the direction of the movement, and the vector U, in this case, or the projection, is the vector that is the amount of movement that applies in the direction of the motion of the object. I know that's kind of, it's kind of hard to explain. So right here it says, for example, when pulling an object up a ramp, we might want to know how much force is exerted in the direction of motion. To determine this, we can use the idea of projection. Okay. Anytime we look at a projection, I want you to think of a shadow. So projections, think of a shadow. So this is our force vector A, and I just want to know, like, if the sun was straight up overhead, 12 o'clock, it created a 90-degree angle shadow onto the direction vector, then that is the projection. That is what I am looking for right here, is that vector that create the shadow. Okay? All right. So let me move this down a little bit, and then we'll continue. What happened to my... There we go. Okay, so we're going to start off by going back over. We talked a little bit earlier about what a unit vector is. A unit vector is... So we're going to, let's just take vector B, for example. Okay, vector B is pointing in a certain direction. It also has a certain magnitude if we found the magnitude of vector B. However, if we wanted vector B to have the same exact direction, but a magnitude of only 1, that's what we would call the unit vector of vector B. Okay, so on with unit vectors. So for a unit vector, or to make a vector a unit vector, what we're going to do is we're going to take that vector, in this case we're going to take vector B, and we're going to divide that vector by its magnitude. So take a vector, divide it by its magnitude, and that's how you make a unit vector. So if we had, let's say vector B was equal to 4, 3, then we would find the magnitude of that vector. So the magnitude would be equal to the square root of 16 plus 9, which is equal to 25. So 5 would be the magnitude of that vector. And so if we want to find the unit vector of vector B, it would be 4 over 5 and 3 over 5. So what we have right here is we have a vector that's pointing in the exact same direction, but it has a magnitude of 1. This vector here, the vector 4, 3, it is pointing in this direction of B, and it has a magnitude of 5. So that's what a unit vector is. Points in the same exact direction, but has a unit of 1. So that's going to come into play here in just a little bit. All right, now I'm going to show you where a projection comes from and how we find that projection. So in this case, if we look at our triangle that we have here, this vector u is formed by the shadow. Think of it as the shadow of our force vector A. And so if we just take just basic geometry, we could say that the cosine of, let's call this angle right here, theta. So cosine of theta would be equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So this is just written in vector form. So if I wanted this distance of vector u, I would call that the magnitude of vector u, would be the length of that vector. And the magnitude of vector A would be the length of that vector. So we could say that cosine theta is equal to the magnitude of vector u over the magnitude of vector A, because that's adjacent over the hypotenuse. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply that A to both sides, and then I'll show you why I'm doing this, because I can compare this back to a dot product. And we call, well, I'll get that in a second. Okay, so now we have the magnitude. Notice right what this is right here. This is saying the magnitude of the projection vector. Okay, this u is created by a projection. This is the magnitude of the projection, right? But I wanted to have it in a different form. So let's compare that to what we call the geometric form of the dot product. So a dot product we have A, vector A, dot product of vector B equals the magnitude of A times the magnitude of B, and then cosine theta. And then let's just compare this. So what we have here on the right hand side to what we have over here for our magnitude of our projection. This is the magnitude of A, cosine theta. This is the magnitude of A, magnitude of B times cosine theta. So we would have the same thing if we would just divide out the magnitude of vector B. Okay, so now let's look at a simplified version of that. So we have the dot product of vector A and the dot product of vector B is equal to, or over, the magnitude of vector B is equal to the magnitude of vector A times cosine theta. So now, if we compare these two, we are saying that they are equal, because what is here and what is here is exactly the same. Therefore, the magnitude of our projected vector is equal to the dot product of vector A and vector B over the magnitude of vector B. The other thing that you're going to hear a lot is onto. This onto term is very important because the onto vector is the one that shows up the most. Like you want to know which one's vector A and which one's vector B. Vector B is the onto vector. So whichever vector is being projected onto is going to be the one that you use most often. Okay, so right here what we have, this is a formula for the magnitude, let's go back, the magnitude of the projected vector. Magnitude of, or I think in the homework it just says the magnitude of the projection. I think. Something like that. Okay, and so I think that's numbers 5 and 6, if I believe right, in your My Open Math homework assignment. All right, we'll build on that onto the exact projection here in just a second. Okay, so now we're going to build into the projection. The way that we write the projection is this way. So we have the projection of A onto B. So make sure you see exactly what each one of these vectors are. This lower vector down here, this should be a subscript. That lower vector there is the onto vector. All right, so the projection of vector A onto vector B is how that is read. And that is equal to, so what we want for our projection we want it to have this magnitude, but we want it to go in the direction of vector B. So remember what we said about a vector. If we want its direction, but we don't want its length, like we do not want the full length of that B vector, all we want is its projection. So we're going to take its unit vector. So if we take a unit vector, its magnitude is only 1, so we're not going to change the length of this vector here, our projected vector, but it's going to give us the right direction. So we want it to have the magnitude that we found over here, and we want it to go in the direction of vector B, so we're going to take the magnitude, which we have written to the left, which is the magnitude of vector U, and we have the equation over there, times the unit vector of vector B, because we want its direction, but not its magnitude. Okay, so we have the magnitude of the unit vector, that's what we want, how long we want it to be, multiplied by the unit vector of vector B, which gives us the direction. So the projection of vector A onto vector B is going to be equal to the magnitude of U, which, if we look over here, it doesn't help if I point to my screen, A dot B over the magnitude of B times vector B over the magnitude of B. Now we have to be careful with these numerators because this dot product is not the same as multiplication. All right, so let's rewrite that so that we don't make mistakes there. We're going to have the dot product of A and B. Leave that in the parentheses. Now our magnitudes are going to be the same, so we can go ahead and multiply those magnitudes together. It's starting to look like an angry face. So it's going to give me the magnitude of B squared in the denominator, and then we're still going to have this vector outside. So all of this inside the parentheses out in front, this is going to be a number. It's going to be what we call a scalar, and we're going to multiply that scalar by the vector B, and our solution will be a vector. Okay, this will be an actual vector, and it will be the vector of U. So this projection of A onto B is this vector U, has the direction, same direction as the vector B, and it has the magnitude given as this equation shows here. Okay, so that'll be all for this video. I'll go over a couple of examples in the next video.